Now we are going to go through the route matchers concept, that is switch and exact. Switch is a component and exact is an attribute. So let's begin with this. We already have this coding now, which we have seen in the previous section. At the moment in the current code, we have a home route with a specific path /home, as you can see here. Because it's a root route, we should put only a /. Let's do the same and try the application. Because what I want is, when I run the application, I want that home should come automatically. At the moment, we have to click on home to open the home page. We don't want that. So first of all, I will remove home from this link tag and from this route as well. So this / denotes the root route, which is very common in practice. But now let's check the output. As you can see, the home page component is appearing in all the cases. So I click home, about, and products. It does display the home page all the time. The reason behind this behavior is the route path matches the beginning of the string and not the whole string. In this case, you want that there has to be exact matching of the path, and for that you can use an attribute called exact. Let's change the code. I will say exact here in the home route. Let us save and check the output. Now you see that we get the desired result. You can set exact for all the routes this way if you want exact matching for respective routes. This also means by default exact is set to false, and when you have to set it to true, you just say exact. No need to write exact is equal to true like this. There is also another way as well. Let's remove exact now. Again, let's check the output. Now you see the same problem persists and you see the home page component every time. Now I am going to try to achieve the output with switch component. Let me first of all import the switch component. Here I'll say switch. And now I will put all the routes in switch component. So here I'll say switch, and I'm going to shift this end switch after the end of route. Okay. Now let's check the output. As you can see, no matter which menu item I select, it shows the home page component, and the reason is that, as mentioned earlier, the route path matches the beginning of a string and not the whole string. So here the route path is equal to / will always match the URL for all the items you select. And because we placed it in the switch, once this route is executed, rest of the routes are ignored. And to properly execute the routes, we always put the root route at the end. So let's shift this route after all the routes. Now let's save and see the output. So now the best part in this output is that home comes by default when you open the page, whereas earlier we had to click on home. And the rest of the links are also working fine. Let me click these links. As you can see, it is opening the respective components. Now let's discuss about few relative questions. The first relative question is, looking at the code, or maybe similar code you can think of, refactor it so the dashboard home page comes on opening the web page. So this is how you can do this. You can use the switch and you put the root route at the end, and that does the job. The second question is, explain the exact attribute's purpose used with the route component. Well, by default, the route path matches the beginning of the string and not the whole string. In this case, when we gave route path is equal to /, it was matching with all other URLs as well. So to avoid this situation and to have exact path string matching, we switch on the attribute exact. When not given, the exact matching is false, and by simply providing exec only, that is without writing exec is equal to true, it will compare the exact path string. The third question is, how is it different to use route with and without switch? Routes placed in switch will have different execution. If a route is executed, then rest of the routes are not rendered and are skipped, as we see in this example. This also means when you are putting a switch, it is like a switch case. So if you put a condition, if the first condition is satisfied, it does not go on the rest of the conditions. The same thing happens when you cover the routes in the switch component. So this is the example we saw where the first route was matching for all the URLs, so rest did not execute, whereas removing switch was rendering more than one routes.